Shah Rukh and I, we did this Airtel ad long time back. So we were sitting and in between shots we are kind of waiting for a shot to get set up, and we were on the bed. So that's what. So we're just sitting, both of us, like, you know what, I want to tell you something. I said, yeah, like whatever.
कहावत है ना कि never take success to your head and failure to your heart.
Right.
So if you can learn this trick, then nothing will affect you.
I am very grateful where I am today. You know, I don't have any backing. I come from Jaipur without any support for my first show. I'm very grateful that I got that opportunity, in fact.
You don't have to take your success seriously. You've come here, I live with an aspiration that how can I present new characters, new stories to people.
Me, the one thing I was trying to be wary of was that there has to be a heaviness to the character. I want to do everything. I also want to do a song tomorrow. I want to do everything. I just think it's so refreshing for an actor to be able to do different things.
Yeah.
Mujhe ye chahiye, ye chahiye, ye chahiye. I want the whole shop, you know. It's like that.
I went ahead with a clean slate. I knew my character. They told me the description of this. There's a lot of emotions going on. I think it was very challenging for me to just do it. I never imagined myself in Bombay. I never planned for it, but subconsciously I always manifested it.
I remember we do a lot of concerts in interiors of Bengal. So when I came back,
You sing?
Yes.
but मेरा
You had a concert? I was just thinking that.
I'm so glad he's only said it to me.
No, now you...
बट मैंने
Oh
एक
my
चीज
God,
मैंने एक
very-
चीज भी कहा,
This is
एक
wrong.
चीज और भी कहा कि हम जब गाना गाते हैं
गाते
तो
हैं।
हमारे गाने लोग देखने आते हैं, सुनने
सुनने
नहीं
नहीं
आते
आते,
हैं, इनके गाने सुनते हैं। जो गाते हैं अच्छा सुर में गाते हैं, हम बेसुरा गाते
No, sir,
हैं,
I'm
हमारी
not-
शक्ल।
Oh my God.
Now I'm not buying this.
Oh my God.
तो ये
this is
किस्सा तो सुन लीजिए, बड़ा मजा आएगा
अच्छा,
आपको
हाँ,
किस्सा
चलो,
सुनने में। तो
चलो,
मैं
वीडियो।
एक अचानक से गाली गलौज चल रही थी, उन्होंने ड्राइवर से गाड़ी बंद करवा दी। उस दिन मुझे लग रहा था कि वाह किस प्रोफेशन में हम।
I think I've taken very long breaks in between, very less work, so to speak, you know. But people haven't forgotten. They still remember. They wait for me to do something, and they keep asking me. And just that love and the fact that they haven't forgotten, the industry hasn't forgotten. You know?
सफलता के सफर में धूप बहुत काम आई. छाँव अगर होती तो कब का सो गए होते.
Hello everyone, this is Hesha Chimah, and joining me here for a conversation today are people who I'm extremely excited to chat with because A, perks of my job, I've already seen the show. Yes, I'm talking about Khakee, the Bengal chapter, and I've got with me Chitrangda Singh, Akanksha Singh, and Jeet, of course.
Hey,
Thank you
hello.
for your time initially.
Cheers.
Yeah, of course, like I was very excited, like I'm still bubbling with energy because
We can actually
We
see
can
that.
feel that, yeah, we can
We're
feel
so
that.
happy to see that, really.
Oh, love it, love it. Because I've had interactions with you. This is my first time with the both of you all. But through the show, I feel like I have lived your characters, you know, in those moments and understanding. So now I'm kind of excited to chat to the people and get to know how you all went into those characters as well. But before that, Jeeta, I have to ask you this question. Coming from an industry where you've had so much love, attention, there's a massive fan base and people look up to you as well. We all know of you. Does that fame sort of come with an expectation with every project that you do? And then when Khakee happened, how do you sort of as an actor then, you know, kind of satiate yourself and know that, okay, this is how much I have to deliver and this is the pressure? Like, what's your thought process?
Okay. Well, see, first part of your question was
How do you satiate that actor? And how do you balance that fame with the expectation?
see, unlearn is the practice which you have to get into play. You don't have to take your success seriously. Okay, you've come here. I live with an aspiration that how can I present new characters, new stories to people. So this was one opportunity where I get to play this character, Arjun Moitru, and it all started with heart. Neeraj comes and tells me that there's something, would you please come and do it, have faith and do it, come and do it. I didn't even ask him what is the story, what is my character. Okay, when I get to know that, okay, this is my character, I have to play this, I was excited, I was kicked about this. And yeah, and everything fell in place, it happened, and I'm thankful to God. About that you've lived the characters, this is the credit to our makers who have created that world that you believe that, okay, we can live like this.
Yeah.
We are part of it. So they have created that world. Yeah, underbelly of Calcutta, the political scenario of Calcutta, and how police is dealing with that and everything, Khakee people are dealing with that. So this world is nicely been created by the makers, kudos to them. Yeah.
You know, I have to ask you, Chitrangada and Akanksha both. Like, you just mentioned that when you got to know about the whole project and the script came to you, you didn't think about your character so much. But this is like a massive ensemble
I started
cast.
thinking. I started
After.
thinking later.
Yeah,
Yeah, of
but
course.
not
Yeah.
initially, right?
Initially,
But
I didn't
like,
know what am I doing. Yeah.
but like when you have like a show that has such an ensemble cast and everybody is so good, and this show is not possible without minusing even one character, then what kind of visual imagery sort of came along when you first heard the narration or read the script about your individual characters?
Well, I mean, mine was pretty clear when they discussed it. They had references to, of course, like Maua Mitra, for example. That's a name that came up because that is more recent, and that's also the kind of woman that I kind of play, even though it's all fictional.
Yeah.
But so yeah, that referencing was there, but they were very clear how they were very specific of what she is. She's not Maua Mitra, but she, I mean, maybe has some likeness to, say, a female politician, so to speak. But there was no such, that copy paste wala ki ye karna hai, aisa hona chahiye. It was all written that she is nuanced. It is more internalized. The ambition is sitting there, but there's also a pain to it. There is that idealism she's still trying to hang on to so hard from college days, having to prove a point no matter what. So it was actually that layer was far more stronger than being the politician or her face in the outside world. So there was always, you're not just playing one aspect. That was, so yeah, she is happy, but she's got this loss she's carrying with her the whole time. Yes, she's trying to fight something, but at the back of her mind, she also needs to go and see somebody. So there's always have to be an in-between in her presence, that she's playing both sides. So that was something they were very specific. It's all in the writing, really. So when we had those readings in the beginning, that's what I was told to keep in mind.
And you could feel that as well? Like,
I
could you
think,
visualize
I
that?
think for me, the one thing I was trying to be wary of was that there has to be a heaviness to the character. It's like you're just heavy with a certain, होता है ना वो आपका दुख जाता नहीं है. You carry it. So even if you're happy and you're dancing or something, there's a scene where you suppose you're happy, but there is a heaviness to it. And you can't always cry over things, but you carry that with you everywhere.
Yeah.
For me, in the back of my mind, I always try and work on the energy of the character overall. Other lines and everything comes, then there's a situation that's been written for you. But I think to get the energy correct is very important for
And
me.
it's in I think the third episode when you actually realize that, oh, this is a strong woman, and then there is a vulnerable side that sort of comes out. But before I come to you, Akanksha, I just have to add on and ask you this question. You're very well balanced between picking roles that are also glamorous, which we all love you in, and then again roles that are like super impactful, and Khakee is one of them as well.
Absolutely.
So how do you then oscillate between picking these parts? Like, what's your thought process?
I want to do everything. I also want to do a song tomorrow. I want to do everything. I just think it's so refreshing for an actor to be able to do different things.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm so lucky to have found this, and then also get like a house full, and then also be able to do Raat Akeli Hai, which we have, just sort of wrapped up. But it is, I mean, I really feel so grateful, so blessed to be able to get to do different things, and people trust you with playing absolute opposites, literally. I mean, there isn't a, that's like in a candy shop for an actor. Mujhe ye chahiye, ye chahiye, ye chahiye. I want the whole shop, It's like that. So I want to do everything. I want to try everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Akanksha, for you, how's it been? Like, did the visual imagery come alive? And like, how are you as an actor on a set?
See, I went ahead with a clean slate. I knew my character. They told me the description of this, but there are so many complexities in the emotion and the arc and everything that I didn't want to make any notions in my head, like, go with a notion that I want to play it like that. No, I left it with the director and how he wants me to play it. I was trying to understand that how he wants the character to be. So I just tried to do as much as possible. His imaginary Oratrika is to make her present. So yeah, that was there. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the process. From the first scene to the graph she goes, and there's so much going on. And I said it in my previous interviews also, that when you made, you have to sit in a place and you have to emote everything, and there's a lot of emotions going on. I think it was very challenging for me to just do it.
Yeah.
So I think, but enjoyed the process thoroughly. Yeah.
Yeah, like even when I'm sitting, like my maximum movement is probably my
Correct,
hands
no,
or this.
yeah.
But you're just like,
Yes.
I'm not going to give any disclaimers
Yeah,
out to
so
anybody.
yeah,
'cause,
you
like,
know what I'm
sab
talking
dekh lo.
about.
I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about. But you know, I have a common question for all three of you all, and I'm going to start this with you, Jeeta. इतने साल इंडस्ट्री में काम करने के बाद रहने के बाद लाइक मतलब मेरे को भी खुद हो गया है बहुत टाइम और मैं भी कभी कभी कंप्लेसेंट हो जाती हूँ बट देन देयर इज दैट वन थिंग दैट इज लाइक माय ड्राइविंग फैक्टर कि मुझे ये करना है इफ आई वर टू आस्क यू ऑल व्हाट इज द मोस्ट ग्रेटिफाइंग पार्ट अबाउट बीइंग एन एक्टर देन व्हाट वुड दैट बी
If I want to put it this way, that I never imagined myself in Bombay. I never planned for it, but subconsciously I always manifested it. In a way that I'm sitting here today. When I see my journey, yes, sometimes I feel that, you know, the pace could have been a little faster, but this, I keep reminding myself that slow and steady wins the race.
But listen, you oscillated platforms, so chalega.
Yeah, no, but I also feel that, you know, as an actor, like she said, that you want to do so much more and you don't like sitting at home and, you know, you just want to do more. And if I talk about myself, I want to explore more opportunities, do different characters, go on set every day. So I enjoy that process. But yeah,
But is still that the biggest gratification or then how do you seek your validation then?
if even one person is also coming to you and saying that we loved your work, I think my work is done. And I am very grateful where I am today. You know, I don't have any backing. I come from Jaipur without any support for my first show. I'm very grateful that I got that opportunity, in fact. There are so many people, actors, more talented than me maybe. They are still waiting for that one opportunity. But where I am today, I'm really grateful to God that, you know, I've got all those opportunities. I don't have anything to crib about. You know, I'm very grateful.
Jidda, what about
Yeah,
you?
thank God, yeah. I for each and every moment in my life, I can only thank God for making me what I am today. Okay, not only professionally, on the whole,
Yeah.
as a person, as a family person, and all that. And if I have to recall any gratifying moment, there are many. But I can recall one moment now since you asked. I remember we do a lot of concerts in interiors of Bengal. Okay. So one of the concerts, it was say about 250, 300 kilometers away, one of the rural areas of Bengal. And in the interiors, we did the show. We were coming back. रास्ते में एक town था and I perspire, sweat a lot because I do a lot of physical thing when I'm doing a concert. So when I came back,
You sing?
Yes.
but मेरा
You had a concert? I was just thinking.
I'm so glad he's only said it to मैं बोल दूं.
बट मैंने
I'm
एक
not
चीज
going back.
मैंने एक
Very-
चीज भी कहा,
This is
एक
wrong.
चीज और भी कहा कि हम जब गाना गाते हैं तो
हैं।
हमारे गाने लोग देखने आते हैं, सुनने नहीं
सुनने
आते
नहीं
हैं, इनके गाने सुनते हैं, जो गाते हैं अच्छा सुर में गाते हैं, हम बेसुरा गाते
No,
हैं,
sir, I'm
हमारी
not-
शक्ल
Now I'm not buying this.
Oh my God.
तो ये
this is
किस्सा तो सुन लीजिए, बड़ा मजा आएगा
अच्छा,
आपको
हाँ,
किस्सा
चलो,
सुनने में। तो मैं एक बार ये बरहमपुर करके जगह है, तो मैं उसकी इंटीरियर में शो करके लौट रहा था, अचानक से पसीना वसीना हो गया था, तो मैं आधे घंटे 1 घंटे बाद कहीं जहाँ मौका मिलता है, जहाँ सुनसान रास्ता दिखता है, और अक्सर शोज जो है रात को ही होते हैं, तो ये लगभग 2-2:30 बजे का समय था, रात की मिडनाइट में। तो उस समय मैं लौट रहा था, एक जगह पर थोड़ी सी शहर के आसपास एक रोशनी थी और सुनसान रास्ता, कोई नहीं था। हम खड़े होकर कपड़े बदल रहे थे, कपड़े बदल के मेरी टीम के साथ मैं गाड़ी में बैठा हुआ था, मेरे साथ मेरा एक दोस्त था, ही वाज जस्ट मेकिंग कपल ऑफ ड्रिंक्स फॉर हिमसेल्फ। अचानक से उस सुनसान जगह पर बरहमपुर में हमें कॉन्सर्ट करते निकलते वक्त ही वहाँ के लोकल जो ऑर्गेनाइजर्स थे, उन्होंने कह दिया था कि आप सीधा यहाँ मत बीच में रुकिएगा, थोड़ा सा एरिया सही नहीं है, आप सिटी टाउन में जाके कहीं पर रुकिएगा। तो टाउन बरहमपुर था, हम वहाँ जाके रुके, और टाउन से थोड़ा सा आगे जाके रुके, जस्ट रोशनी थी वहीं पर ही। और बदलने के बाद हम निकलने लगे थे, अचानक गाड़ी के सामने हमने देखा कुछ 15-20 लोग आ गए थे, उनमें से उनका एक लीडर भी था और सबके हाथ में कुछ न कुछ था, लाठियाँ थी, ईंटें थे, पत्थर थे, कुछ न कुछ था। एंड आके इतनी ढेर सारी गालियां देने लगे मेरे ड्राइवर को, गाड़ी जो चला रहे थे, मेरा भाई भी सामने बैठा हुआ था, ढेर सारी गालियां देने लगे। समझ में आ रहा था कि ये आदिवासी हैं, ट्राइबल के हैं, और इनको पता नहीं, किसी से लेना देना नहीं है। इन्होंने रात को 2-2:30 बजे किसी को देखा है। मुझे काफ़ी देर तक यही लग रहा था कि क्या करेंगे, ये मारेंगे पीटेंगे तो नहीं, डर लग रहा था मुझे, मारेंगे पीटेंगे तो नहीं, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा क्या करेंगे, लूट लेंगे, जो पैसे हैं जो भी है वो ले लेंगे। तो यही लग रहा था, लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं डर भी लग रहा था कि कहीं अगर पीट दिए, मार दिए, मैं, मेरा भाई है, मेरे साथ 2-4 लोग हैं। तो अचानक से गाली गलौज चल रही थी, उन्होंने ड्राइवर से गाड़ी बंद करवा दी और जाने नहीं दे रहे हैं, और लोग 20-25 लोग घेर के खड़े हुए हैं। अचानक से मुझे पता नहीं क्यों दिमाग की बत्ती जली, तो मैंने लाइट जला दी गाड़ी की, और लाइट जला के मैं हेल्पर सीट के पीछे वाले सीट पे बैठा था, मैंने बैक सीट पे लेफ्ट साइड में। तो मैंने जस्ट रोशनी लेते हुए, लाइट लेते हुए ऐसे अपनी मुंडी को बढ़ाया, और मैं सामने विंड स्क्रीन की तरफ देख रहा था। मैं सोच रहा था, ईश्वर से प्रार्थना कर रहा था कि कोई पहचान कोई मुझे पहचान ले। तो अचानक से जो उनका लीडर था, वो तो ढेर सारी गालियां देते जा रहा था।
वही पहचान गया?
नहीं, तो उसके साथ उसका एक खड़ा हुआ था शागिर्द। उसने मुझे ऐसे करके देखा, जैसे ही उसने देखा, आई कुड सी हिज आईज गॉट ब्राइटन, ही कुड रिकॉग्नाइज मी, एंड आई गॉट अ सेंस ऑफ रिलीफ। आई थॉट मे बी दिस विल वर्क, एंड देन सडनली मैं उसको सुन रहा हूँ, वो कह रहा है कि दादा दादा जीत है, जीत है, दादा दादा जीत है, और वो कह रहा है भाग साले, चिल्लाए जा रहा था वो गुंडा जो था, उनका लीडर जो था। तो उसने 2-3 बार जब कहा तो बोले कहाँ जीत, कहाँ है। तो उसने कहा वो पीछे बैठा हुआ है। तो वो सामने से आया और आके मेरी खिड़की के बगल में खड़ा हो गया। तो मैंने धीरे से खिड़की खोली, और जैसे ही खिड़की खोली उसने मुझे देखा, और देखते ही ना उसका वो आदमी जो थोड़ी देर पहले गुंडा था, वो सीधा बोले अरे दादा 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 आप दादा, अरे पुष्पा की माँ इधर आओ, जल्दी आओ, जल्दी आओ, जल्दी आओ, देखो कौन बैठा हुआ है, कौन बैठा हुआ है। तो उसकी बेटे की माँ पुष्पा, उसकी बेटी का नाम होगा, उसकी माँ आ गई और आके दोनों मुझे ऐसे हाथ जोड़ के मिलने लगे। तो उस दिन मुझे लग रहा था कि वाह किस प्रोफेशन में हम, है ना, ये तो प्रोफेशन की वजह से है। अगर मैं हजारों करोड़ों रुपयों का मालिक होता, 1000 करोड़ रुपए का मालिक होता, और अगर मेरी पहचान नहीं होती,
करेक्ट,
तो उस दिन शायद मैं लुट गया होता।
Wow. So this is Khakee the Bengal chapter. This is Jeet the Jeet chapter.
I swear.
You had your own chapter only, but this is
really
very interesting. Yeah. Lovely, amazing. So what I'm picking from this is that even the love and the fame and the gratification
It's so
also can be that
gratifying.
adulation that you get from
Yeah.
people. Yeah, amazing.
And I feel blessed that people in Bengal, most of the people in Bengal, they don't like me. They love me.
Wow, how sweet. Yeah, I was just going
But
to
you
be
know,
like
that's
you.
what some people, you know, like I'd read somewhere that some people will earn respect, money. There's some that get love. There are very few that get love.
I feel
you
blessed
know?
about it,
So
yeah.
you will, you know, get stardom and paisa and, you know, respect. But जो एक दिल से जो प्यार होता है ना, that very few, but that's really something that you earn, and you know, that's amazing.
Yeah, yeah,
बच
and-
गए आप उस दिन.
हाँ, बच गए.
Thanks
But
to
अच्छी
that.
कहानी है, ऐसा होता
Yeah,
है।
it's actually very
कहानी तो
interesting.
बहुत
Very
interesting, very
interesting.
मैं भी
dramatic.
डर
I
गया था
have to
बिल्कुल।
say.
कोई भी डर जाएगा
It's
in
so
that situation, but
dramatic.
this is great. So do you also agree to him what he's saying? That's also the most
Absolutely.
gratifying
I
part.
think the most gratifying is when people don't forget you. Yes.
Yeah.
No matter how long a break, like especially for me, I think I've taken very long breaks in between, very less work, so to speak, you know. But people haven't forgotten. They still remember. They wait for me to do something, and they keep asking me. And just that love and the fact that they haven't forgotten, the industry hasn't forgotten, you know. Otherwise, very short memory in this space.
Yeah, true.
People tend to, you know, forget you really fast. I think most gratifying is that they remember. Yes.
Amazing.
In this profession, there is an advantage that a lot of things money cannot buy, but this profession still gives you. Because of the name and fame, because of the work you do.
Because of the work and the way you touch people's hearts, you know, your
It is
performances.
through your characters, yeah.
So you become such an important memory for them.
Yeah.
You
You
know,
become a
that-
part of their life.
Yeah.
So I have seen, I've experienced people treat me like their brothers,
Correct,
like
yeah.
their son, like that, you know. Some like their boyfriends.
Why not?
Why not?
That's
Who
the one you
wouldn't?
shouldn't forget.
Yeah, that we're not forgetting. The top
Stay
image
young.
of Khakee, to I'm not forgetting, Baba, not at all. But you know, we've spoken about the highs of this profession. Let's also touch down a little bit upon setbacks. Let's say not everything that we do सबको पसंद आता है. कभी-कभी ऐसा होता है कि वो backfire भी कर जाता है. But choices, part and parcel of life. आप लोग setbacks से फिर कैसे deal करते हैं? Like I all as actors very open to feedback. Like just before this interview, I spoke to the director as well, and the बात में से I asked him कितना difficult होता है superstars को direct करना. Like did you go and tell them कि listen एक और retake एक और this, and he said it's very easy because that's the job of the director, and that Jeet and everybody else are very humble people also. You know, so I feel that humbleness sort of comes जब आप अपने failures से भी connected और rooted होते हैं.
और success से भी. Success से भी. कहावत है ना कि never take success to your head and failure to your heart.
Right.
So if you can learn this trick, then nothing will affect you.
But is it easy to learn that trick? Like
You have
कब
to practice.
realization
You have to
होता है?
practice. You have to keep practicing that. You have to keep reminding yourself that this is how life should be.
Talk to me about your setbacks and how do you all sort of overcome
So
those?
I have said this in other interview also that I have written 2 lines. I think it could go.
Okay, then you give me a different answer which you've not said in another interview.
No, but
But ये
this
अच्छी line है,
is
सुन तो
अच्छी
लीजिए।
line
अच्छा,
है
बोलिए।
ये, कि सफलता के सफर में धूप बहुत काम आई, छाँव अगर होती तो कब का सो गए होते. So you know the setbacks, they are important. if there is no high, if there's no
Hardship,
low,
yeah.
hardships and the setbacks you're talking about, then there's no fun
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
get that success also. So I think there has to be a, like, I'm not saying that the balance, but you need to know that it's a part and parcel of your profession. We all know that sometimes there will be work and sometimes we have to sit at home, there's no work.
Right.
So we have chosen this profession. Like, I was pretty much aware that what I'm getting into. But this is the love, this is the love of the audience, this is the love towards my passion and my, craft, that I want to work more.
Yeah.
So I don't think about setbacks. Yeah, there will be some times you'll feel that, oh wow, this has worked for me. Sometimes it won't. But you have to be grounded and humble and grateful that whatever you're doing, at least you are doing something,
Yeah.
no matter how people gonna perceive it, but at least you're getting those opportunities. So I
Yeah.
think I keep going and keep working with that mindset.
I'm going to change this a little bit for you, Chitrangada, because you just said in the previous answer as well that you've been somebody who's taken gaps in between as well. Okay, then help me understand that in situations like these where it's a voluntary choice to take a break and to take a gap, how do you then satiate आपके अंदर का जो actor है, क्योंकि सबको काम करना होता है, like you're also a greedy
Absolutely.
actor yourself, as you said.
Absolutely.
And दूसरी बात ये हो जाती है कि we are again in an industry where सबकी shelf life बहुत कम है, तो एक तरीके का relevance खत्म हो जाता है या रखना पड़ता है. You've been lucky, but then how do you sort of balance and why do you take these gaps and what's the decision process then?
I mean, I see my family and my son have lived in another city. So it's always been back and forth for me. And because we all have certain personal ups and downs and you have to handle that. So I think I've kind of prioritized at certain points in my life. Not that I had to make that a priority, there was no other choice, because I don't think I'd be like a sane person or a happy centered person if I hadn't handled what I needed to handle first. So I think that's just something, that's life happens, like they say, but it's very important for you to live that as well. So that's me. It's not somebody, everybody doesn't go through this. But how do I handle is that there is no other choice. It is what means the most to you at that time in your life, at that stage of your life. You end up doing that.
Right.
And I think there is no other way to do it. That is the only way to do it. And when I'm here now, today, I feel I'm so happy that, I'm a mother and I feel more, I've done what I needed to do at, whenever it was required, what was required of me. And I think in the back of your mind, that sense of, how do you say, achievement for me is very, very important, to do other things well.
Yeah.
So, I don't think I would have lived it any other way. Yes, ideally speaking, it would have been great if there were no gaps. Because I do know when I come back that I did miss out on some very interesting, like the funniest was, I just want to share this now that, Shah Rukh and I, we did this Airtel ad long time back. So we are sitting and in between shots, we are kind of waiting for a shot to get set up. And we were on the bed. So we're just sitting, both of us, like, what, I want to tell you something. I said, yeah, like, whatever. So, and he tells me that, we came looking for you one time when you'd taken time off. I said, when was this?
Wow.
Please tell me when. So then he tells me that, Chalte Chalte was the film that, of course, Rani, amazing. So I think there was some problem with the casting at that point in between, some such issue. And I think Juhi's, I think they were producing it because it was Juhi's brother who was looking for mine, Bobby, I think his name is, I'm forgetting now. I could be wrong, huh? And they came looking and they were like, oh, but, we can't even find her number because I had changed my number as well. So they're like, we just couldn't find you and we couldn't find you on that number either or anything. So I said, well, what was it for? So he said, oh, Chalte Chalte. I'm like, no, please don't say this to me right now. Like, please don't even tell me this. Like, I mean, for me, it'll be, but anyway, I mean, it's life, you know, it's what it is. But having said that, yeah, maybe in an ideal, parallel life somewhere, maybe. But I don't think I'd live it any other way.
चलते चलते आप खाकी तक पहुंच चुके हैं.
I mean, yes, I'm very happy where I am with all the love. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, on a parting note, I just have to quickly ask you guys this. For a show like this, or for your individual parts and characters, how do you all then sort of stay true to the character, to the script, while at the same time adding your own bits of like improvisation and then building that character also? How do you all do that?
बोलिए.
So I feel that, most of the job was done when it was on papers. writers have done an amazing job in terms of the characterization and everything. So our job was not that hard because they were
But
very
you
clear.
don't wish to improvise then a little bit, or it's easier
no,
to then
he was
stick to the
very
script?
he was very open
Okay.
of the ideas. Like if I want to do something in a certain way, it was very easy, you know, to go and at least tell your thoughts.
Yeah.
He was very welcoming, be it Tushar sir or Debatma. Everything was very smooth. We never felt that, oh, he's a director, we can't say, we have to stick to the part. No, he was very welcoming. And if he doesn't want it that way, he could, you know, he always explained it, that no, I'm seeing it. So we were on the same page.
Okay.
So it was very easy that way.
How do you strike that balance?
See, relatively it was easy because the directors, they were open, as she said, like we felt the same. Yeah, they were open-minded, and whenever you bring in a talent who comes with some amount of goodwill, then it is the talent's responsibility to enhance director's vision.
Right.
If you can add anything to what director or the creator has thought of, that is something I think that's your victory, that's your achievement. If as a talent you can bring in, and that's our job to do that. And rest everything was written there on script, and I could see one, because it comes from Friday Filmworks, a creator like Neeraj, his template, his
Yeah, sure, of
IPSs,
course.
we know that how he deals with them. So there was a sense of clarity there, and then our directors, they also were on the same page. I just had to submit myself by and large so that they can create Arjun Moitru out of me.
Lovely. Did you bring your own sense of interpretation and improvisation?
Well, no, I think and I also felt, you know, somewhere that, you know, when it's a series, there's so many graphs that are running, there's so much happening with so many characters. So it's very important sometimes to stay specific to what's written on paper. Because at that point, if you try and improvise, wo kahin na kahin sur bigar jata hai ya kuch na kuch, you know, something's going to. So I would completely trust the director because he's metering the whole thing, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very tough job to keep a track of everything. So not that he, you know, didn't agree, but I kind of understood that that's the reason why it's so specific in the way a scene is written. So I chose to stick to it, and again, like he said, I mean, as long as you can add something to enhance that, why not? But I think like a feature, you can possibly try something, but when it comes to a series, there's too many threads that are kind of, you know,
entwined.
so you
True.
just need to, you know, stick to it.
And I feel I remember when I was shooting, even if I tried something which he liked in the previous take, he would say that, no, the last one you did, no, yeah, we could do it that way, you know. So maybe it's not written on the paper, but when you are in that character, you do it. And you don't realize it.
Correct.
You know, you don't realize it. And then the director points it out, no, what you have done in the last take, na. So sometimes you get to create that again.
Yeah.
If you're aware. If you don't, then you have to go to the mountain. Acha, what you're talking about? Let me just
And
show it.
sometimes it comes with, you also don't realize what you're doing.
What you're doing.
यही blessing होती है आर्टिस्ट के
Yeah,
ऊपर. अगर ये
that's
blessing
what.
बनी रहती है सरस्वती माँ की, तो कभी-कभी अनजाने में ऐसी चीजें निकल जाती है जो आपको पता भी नहीं कि आपने किया है. Yeah.
Amazing. On that note, that's my time, and I really enjoyed watching Khakee, the Bengal
Thank you
chapter.
so much.
Thank you.
And I'm hoping once it opens up to everybody, they enjoy it as much as I
Thank
did.
you. Thank
You,
you
you,
so
you also have a responsibility to play that role.
Absolutely.
Spread the word.
Right here, right now, doing it. But thank you so much. This was a
Thank
great
you.
conversation.
Cheers.
Thank you
Cheers.
so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.